Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss individuals using bourbon simply as a means to make money. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Bo Cumberland, Ryan Thompson, and Nate Weiniger.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hello. So, yeah, we've got a fun topic today. We are going to be talking about using bourbon just as a means to make money. And everyone here on this call is making money off of bourbon in some way or another. So it's odd that we talk about this, but not yet. Well, eventually, that's the end game for sure. Yeah. So we're going to talk about this, and I don't know. I just feel maybe am I a purist? I don't know, because I care a lot about the industry and I care about the people in it. And I care about the history and But we'll talk about that and what the people who don't seem to care about it at all, but they still use it as a way to make money. We'll talk about that. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, McNew said she had a great topic for us. What is that, McNew, and why is it great?
It's probably a dumb question for this group because probably the ladies in your homes make this decision. But Is your household a put the tree up after Halloween household or after Thanksgiving household?
Well, my house, Ryan. Let's let Ryan go first. This is the most interesting one. He's single, so yeah.
What do you do, Ryan?
Let's see. I can't. It has just a beautiful display. We'd all see it. We just break down in tears. It's so nice. Let's hear about your.
I turned the camera and there's this beautiful Christmas tree in my house already. Well, that is not the case. I do have a little history with this topic, though. Steve is correct. I am single here at the household by myself. About 12, 15 years ago, my mom felt so bad for me. She's like, you don't put up a Christmas tree. You don't have a decorating party. I'm like, no, I don't, it's really not worth it, I guess. And I always would go back to my mom's house, my dad's house, my sister's house or something for Christmas. And so I never really would bother decorating my house here in Colorado. And so my mom felt bad. And so she went online and ordered me this 3-foot tall Christmas tree that has a bear hugging it. And all I have to do is pull it out of the box and plug it in, and I'm done. And it is great.
This is a bachelor approach to decorating for sure.
It is great, and that is it. It takes about 5 minutes. It's up in the attic right now. I'll pull it out after Thanksgiving to answer your question.
Yeah,
McNew. But yeah, it says, and it's already come. It came pre-decorated. It's got some birds on it. It's got some ornaments on it, and so.
I like that there's a bear. So she's like, you seem lonely. Here, have a bear with your tree too.
Exactly. So that's what's going on in my house around the holidays. So
okay, I'll say this: the warden, aka Mrs. Akeley, doesn't. She doesn't want to decorate until after Thanksgiving. She's big into. We got to separate the holidays. You have your Halloween. You don't even think about Thanksgiving till that's over. Then it's all Thanksgiving, and then after that, then you start talking about Christmas. I, on the other hand, I don't want it up right after Halloween, but about mid-month, the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, somewhere in there, it starts getting a little cooler. And it's just so much work lugging all that stuff's all in my basement. So I got to lug it all the way. And I do all that. So I have to lug it all upstairs. And I don't like the idea of, because sometimes Thanksgiving can be late in the month and it's like for less than a month, I would do all this work.
Yeah.
I'd like to get 6 weeks out of it. Then. Yeah.
So you're really only going to have it up a month if we wait till like the 25th this year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
I take it down the 26th. I can't. I do enjoy the Christmas around Christmas time, but I famously after Christmas, like McNew, she's the same way. I got to have that stuff down. I can't take it anymore.
December 26th, I am waking up at 7 a.m. and everything is coming.
It's like a to-do list. If you try to leave it up for me, it's like, oh shit, that's got to come down.
Tradition now. Yeah. Like that's part of the Christmas tradition is it comes down the 26th.
Yeah.
Hey, you just said it yourself. You need to get at least 6 weeks out of the thing. If you wait until after New Year's Day, it's a post New Year's de-decorating party.
I never want to go into the new year with last year's things.
Something seems wrong about that.
Yeah.
You're missing a good week there, Akeley.
Oh, maybe. Well, Nate's an interesting one too, because I don't know how this one's going to fall because it doesn't have kids. So you know, and we know McNew's just psycho. She likes to decorate like crazy. So she decorates a lot. Bo's got, you know, he's had kids and so that might play into it. But Nate, no kids, is married though. So it just depends on what his wife thinks about decorating. So where do you fall on this thing, man?
Well, we actually leave our tree up year round.
Okay, so, well, there you go. There.
We have that up. We got all our decorations. No, actually, we've got a schedule. I'll tell you just how it goes. This is my wife. So Halloween ended. It didn't end, but the trick-or-treating ended. The next 3 hours, we were decorating for Thanksgiving. So taking everything down from the Halloween down to the basement and bringing up all these turkeys, and I've got a 4-foot sculpture turkey.
Pilgrims and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not shitting you. It's Turkey Fest here, and that will go until the day after Thanksgiving. And then Christmas stuff is up that day, and that stays up until after the New Year. And then it comes down like the day or two after the New Year, that weekend following the New Year, and everything's down and back to normal. But definitely my wife is into Halloween. We decorate like crazy for Halloween. We decorate like crazy for Thanksgiving, and we have a major decoration for Christmas. So so that's awesome.
Now, Bo, I think we've talked about this before. It seems like you guys aren't big Christmas decorators, but you can correct me if I'm wrong there.
Well, so when my kids were little, we had this tradition where the first Christmas gift of the season would be after we ate our Thanksgiving meal, they would have a present, and it would either be like a Christmas ornament, or we started about 10 years ago building this Christmas village. So there would be a big present for all of them to open. It was a house or a building for the Christmas village.
Okay.
And so we would immediately, the next day, we'd put the village up, we'd decorate whatever, until about 5 years ago, my daughter was in a really pissy mood. And so after we ate Thanksgiving, we said, okay, time to open the first present of the year. And my daughter goes, it's just one of those stupid village houses.
Wow.
So my immediate response, and I've held strong to this day, I said, fuck all of y'all. We're not doing this anymore. Done. And so from here on out, like I never decorated again. Like my wife, they'll do it, but I don't decorate. I don't take it down. That's their job. But if you guys can't appreciate what we did, fuck y'all. I'm done.
Just turn into a whole Grinch.
Yeah. And my daughter to this day, she'll say, will you help us put the thing up? Nope. Fuck y'all. And she'll say, literally, you're such a baby. That was 5 years ago. Get over it. And I'm like, nope, I will never again put up another ornament or anything in my life.
You were doing something you didn't like, for others. You were giving to others. You opened your heart to others, Bo, and they didn't appreciate it. It just stung too much.
And they tore it down.
Yeah.
I can't wait till Bo has his first grandkid, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, we're gonna decorate everything again."
That may change things if Bo ever has a grandkid. All bets are off on that kind of stuff. You can talk a tough game all you want. Who knows? Yeah. All right, McNew. How about you? We know Halloween. It starts in like damn near June, and then
you gotta start buying in August, or it's all
terrible.
Really but anyway, so Halloween. I took all our outdoor stuff down Halloween night because I didn't want trick or treaters after hours. So I was like, gotta rip all this down, and my house looks insane. It took a while, but so day after Halloween, I take everything down. But like Nate's wife, I do Thanksgiving. I have turkeys and all kinds of crap coming up too. I don't right now because we're painting. So I was like, we gotta take Halloween down and paint before Thanksgiving. So we're currently painting our whole house. But then
Painting the
Thanksgiving
house.
coming up probably for 2 weeks, and then day after I will do Christmas.
Okay. Day after Thanksgiving is Christmas. Okay. Fair enough.
You know what I picked up at Target today?
What?
4 butters shaped like turkeys. That's what I
Of
picked up.
those things. I just had it. Like, so sometimes my grocery store has them, sometimes I don't. I'm going to go to
Right.
Target again.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my turkey butter.
Got to get your turkey butter. Yeah, that's
Can't
important.
say I've ever seen one of those, Nate.
Oh, yeah,
very
they got him. They got him.
Very
Oh, yeah.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem thrilled about it.
He does. He looks
Well,
like a
I
happy
like
man.
butter. I like butter, but so I guess it's cool. I like turkeys, so turkey
There
butter.
you go.
But, so it'll be good for something to
Fair
put on
enough.
something.
It's
Yeah.
reserved enthusiasm is what's going on there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, gang. Well, guess what? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'll go first this time. I went last time. I've got Jack Daniel's, a single barrel here. So here we go. That's pretty good. That could win this thing. We'll see. We'll see. Ryan, you're next.
Well, all this talk about turkeys and Thanksgiving, I guess I'm going to pull out an old wild turkey long branch here. So
Okay. All right.
see what we got.
No. Damn near silent.
Definitely doesn't beat you.
No. All right. Next up is Nate.
Well, this is a twist off, so that's gonna keep me out of the contest. But I got a
That's
little
poor
orange
planning.
cap here, little
Yeah.
old granddad bonded orange cap. So,
That's an old one. Yeah.
yeah, I saw this over there, and I was like, I haven't hit this for a while. So yeah.
Okay.
let's do
Fair
it.
enough. All right. McNew, you're next.
I actually picked up a Russell's Rye today.
It's new. No.
Nothing.
They're so
Not
good
much.
on this end, and then they don't come through.
Oh, it was just a tiny pop on our end. All right. Bo, you're last but not least. I got the lead here. I'm dominating, as they say.
So my brother and I were doing this podcast the other day, and we were talking about limestone branch and just the regular Yellowstone. But what I pulled out this, and I bought this a while back. It's the ABV Angel Share bottle.
Yep.
That was
Yeah.
oh.
And
Do you
I've
have
never-
more of them? I will buy them from you.
I've
We're
never
dark
opened
out.
it until recently, and I opened it up the other night, and my God, this is so good.
So good.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm hitting.
I found a bottle of that the other day, too. Mine's still open. I mean, not open, though. Sealed.
just squeak.
Not enough. I win.
Not bad,
Two
though,
for
Bo.
two. 2 for 2.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about people who use bourbon as an ATM machine. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. Danny, though, you are between Jim and Victory. What do you got?
I have an Indiana rye,
Sure, Danny.
tumble dice.
Cumblebeiss. Yes, I love Cumblebeiss. I'm sure that's the name of the brand, Cumblebeiss. Sure.
Tumble
Let's hear
dice.
Oh, Tumble Dice. Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Freddie Mills of Ruse.
Okay. Freddie Mills of Fruits.
So we're about to pop it.
No, that was all desk is what that was. All desk, no pop. Jim wins. So Jim, you got it there, man.
Hey.
Congrats, Jim.
Cheers, gang.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking bourbon and Benjamins, people who just bourbon to make money.
Yes, we are. So there's a lot of that stuff that goes on. And I'm not talking about people that work for distilleries and, it could be just a job for them. I get that. I'm talking about people, though, that are intentionally doing something in the world of bourbon just because they feel like it is a way to make money. They don't necessarily dedicate themselves a whole lot to it to educate themselves about anything other than what their little slice of bourbon is going to be, where they can make some money with it. And I think if people had the opportunity to really talk to individuals and really have conversations, they might be surprised at some big names that are just bourbon is making. We're not going to talk about any individuals here. We're just talking in general about that. And what do you guys? Is this something that you guys find that is out there too, or is this just me that feels this way?
Are you saying more than just bourbon bottle traders on the secondary market? Or are you saying there's
I'm not necessarily talking about them because I think. Yeah, I don't. I mean, you don't have to be a fan at all to do that, and that's a whole nother conversation of another way to make money. I'm talking about people who might be doing what I'm doing. They do podcasts or they're writers or whatever it is. And in reality, if you have a conversation with them, you find out that what really drives them is bourbon's really hot right now, and it's an opportunity to make money. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's say influencers too, because there's a lot of
influencers. Yeah.
who don't know what they should be knowing, probably.
Yeah,
I think the joke's on them.
They hold a bottle well.
Down to. I think there's so much hard work and blood, sweat, and tears that goes into all aspects of this business. If you're just doing it on the surface level, and you're not super passionate about it, and you're not into it, and enjoying it while you're going along and working your tail off, then the joke's on you. I think, right?
Hey, thank you. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We get a lot of hate at the shop from distributors and from fellow liquor stores because we don't follow the normal protocols. It's like baseball when they talk about the unwritten rules. There's unwritten rules, and we do what we do. How do you decide what you're going to get? If you're a liquor store, well, you get what your distributor tells you you're going to get, and that's just how it is. And you don't know anybody at the distillery, but we don't play by that rule. I just pick up the phone and I call somebody, and then they get furious with us and with me and and the shop, and they don't like us and they try to report us on stuff that we're not doing and try to just do anything they can to make our lives miserable to get rid of us. But my job isn't to make them happy. My job is to make my customers happy. And that's what we do. And I always feel like, hey, if you could do what I do, go sleep on couches for 5 years and get to know everyone in the world of bourbon and do that couch surf is exactly what I did. And Bo knows this, where there's many times when we'd be, up at Bourbon's Bistro, we'd be, the two of us big guys sitting on, sleeping on couches because we couldn't afford to be at a hotel all the nights we'd have to be out, but we're just getting relationships though. We're getting integrated in the bourbon industry.
Steve, all that means is that you're doing something right, man.
Yeah,
That's what that means, dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
because
how I look at that, man. Come
I
on.
always, it cracks me up that a full service liquor store would be mad at us, because I look at, when you look at the numbers, bourbon is really a smaller portion compared to wine and everything else, the seltzers and all this kind of crap. Dollar wise, bourbon is a small part of what they do. And then you look at what we do then, barrel picks is even a smaller fragment within that. Why should they even care what we do? We don't even really compete against
I
them.
think people are mad because they didn't think of it. Like, I think a lot of people had their doubts. They're like, you're insane. That's never going to work. It's clearly been working well. They're mad they didn't think of it first. That's all.
You may be right there, but
Yeah, there's probably some truth to that, McNew. I agree.
yeah. But these folks that Nate, I know you were shaking your head. Yes, so this idea of people that really don't care about. I mean, you're doing what you're doing now because you love bourbon, and I mean, like me, you spent so much time in Kentucky and getting to know people, and that's what's led you down this path of being able to do what you're doing, and your whole company's really based on that. I mean, getting to know Jackie Zykan is because of your love of bourbon and being able to talk with her and at events because that you put on because you love bourbon, not because you're making a bunch of money off of events. And Jackie you hired her or something. It was not like that at all. You come from a point of passion about bourbon, but as you talk to people, that there's plenty of people that are found a way to make a living off this thing that don't really care about it.
Yeah, it is something that I don't want to get in trouble saying a lot about it, but long and short of it is, I think there's a lot of people out there that are about building their own brands and not about building whiskey. And what I mean by building whiskey is I mean by building up and bringing in new consumers, getting people excited about coming into whiskey, getting people excited about learning about the history of whiskey, which I think is so important. And I think that there are so many people that are out there now because of podcasts, especially over COVID. You saw 1 billion of them pop up overnight, where there was a lot of people that, they got the microphone, they got the camera, they started talking about it. They went and bought some whiskey and they don't know a whole lot about it, but they sure make it sound like they do. And what really bothers me about it is anybody that's coming across those, some of those, and not all of them, there's some really educated people out there that are doing podcasts and influencing and actually doing a really good for whiskey, but some of those people are not. And I think they turn people off, new consumers. And I think they also get misinformation out there. A lot of times I've heard numerous podcasts where I'll be listening and I'm like, that's not accurate. Like, that's not correct. Like, so I hope that people, when they get into it and have that passion, I mean, 5280 whiskey for me, I didn't make any money. In fact, it lost a lot of money the first 2 years and my wife was about ready to shut it down. It built quite a huge community and a lot of stuff branched from that out there. And I'm very, very proud of that. I'm proud of that over anything because whether I make any money in this or not, which I don't to this point, it's more about the people, the relationships, the people I've met, the relationships I've met, the experiences I've had, which are priceless. Being on so many barrel picks and meeting so many fantastic people in the whiskey industry. And there's so many good people that I really hope that people that want to get into whiskey take that road, take that experience, get out there, meet people, grind. It's all about relationships in the whiskey industry. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people want to take the shortcut. And whether it's doing a whiskey club or a shortcut or doing an influence and not put the work in to actually meet the people behind and really learn about what drives this industry, the history behind this industry. And I always look at myself as a beginner, someone like I know that I would never consider myself even close to an expert or anything in any regards, because there's so much still to learn and so much still to go. And I just hope that some of these people that are taking it on and have taken that on recently, it's not about them and their brand. It's about, really educating and bringing new consumers in and bringing people to the love of whiskey and really being able to find out just how great this community is and connecting it and fellowship. So that's all I got to say about it. I definitely have run across some people that, I don't know if it's good for whiskey. And then there's some other people out there that are doing some really great work,
right.
Done some great podcast shows, education. And I've learned a lot from those people. And I appreciate those people that have written books, like people that have done some really good work that has helped continue to educate. So that's my soapbox.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about this, Paul?
Pretty much, kind of what you guys have said and what Nate has said about it. And, I don't know, what's in any, your average podcaster. I don't know what's in their heart about bourbon, but I mean, I think, a good telltale sign is, like Nate was saying, the people that want to tell the stories and the people that want to, promote bourbon as its own category. And that includes all of it. That takes a pretty unique person. And, you can see there's certainly hundreds of them out there that every podcast they do is on Blanton's or on the, what's hot topic, the BTAC collection or whatever is hot for the moment. And, it's like I said, I don't know, what their heart is in it, but, if that's the only content you have is what's hot at the moment, then, I would challenge them to dig deep and what do you truly know about this industry? What are you truly trying to, share about this industry? Because, and that's what we were talking about a little bit earlier. When I first got into it, it was hard to get the real meat of what's going on because there was so much of the fluff out there. And, if there were more people telling the true stories, there would be so much nobody would have to double up on any content. I mean, there's so much out there that every influencer could tackle their own little corner and have enough to go around. But we kind of go toward the low hanging easy fruit. And, it's sad, but that's kind of part of it. And like you were even talking about, even from the district or the sales side of it, I mean, having people that make money off of selling liquor being pissed off at you guys because you have a special niche that you do and they're pissed off about it, then it's just 100% about money. If they're going to be mad at you guys for trying to bring out information and educate people on bourbon, then screw them.
Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, there's a big whiskey brand that, and it'll be interesting. I'm going to talk to the owner of the company and see what I can do. But there's a big whiskey brand that has a whiskey that's hard to get, and I see it at this one terrible liquor store where they don't know anything, and it sits there, and I'm the guy who ends up buying it because it ends up being one that no one goes to this liquor store, but I do, and I go buy it, and they get another bottle, and they won't sell it. The distributor won't sell us one because they're like, you don't buy their other products, and we're like, well, we're kind of a specialty store. We don't really buy regular products, though. We have something we call oddities where we now sell, we got 3 shelves of just different things, and we put some of our favorites on there, this whiskey being one of the favorites. Well, I'd like to carry some of it, but the distributor says they won't sell it to us, which I always wonder, like, where would that bottle be better suited? Sitting in our store where we have conversations and talk about process and what makes that whiskey special, or in that other store where I asked a question about it, the guy didn't even know anything about
Absolutely.
it. So, yeah,
Totally.
I mean, yeah. So,
pretty obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that bottle be better.
Yeah. McNew, what do you think about all this stuff?
Yeah, so I kind of want to just go back to what Nate said, where Nate said, I'm not an expert. Like, you have one of the best whiskey clubs in the country. You're like owner of like one of the hottest brands right now, but like your ego isn't getting in the way. So you can tell when people are like, I'm an expert. I know everything. Listen to me. Those are the people that are in it for all the wrong reasons. And you can tell that like right off the bat, like they just want to be like, oh, this got sent to me, I'm so important. And that's why people are successful. Like Steve has never had that ego. Nate doesn't have that ego. That's why you guys are so great in this industry, because you like don't get in the way of yourselves. Like I think a lot of people in this industry does.
Yeah. Nate, you've got a brand, and again, it's in Kentucky. You have somebody who's a big superstar from the bourbon industry associated with it. Maybe a couple people associated with it that are from the bourbon industry. How often are these podcasters, bloggers, and all that hitting you up for a bottle that they can review for you? Do you the favor of reviewing your product for you if you send them a bottle? How often does this happen?
We get asked a lot to do a lot of podcasts, and Jackie I mean, even when she was with Old Forester, got tremendous amount of people that were asking for that. As for bottles and whatnot, we don't even have the product to do that. Everything that we have is going to the shelf.
It doesn't stop them from asking, though.
Yeah, I think so. And here's the thing: there are some people out there that are good. That it's good to have a conversation with them, to educate, to get your brand out there, to do some tastings. And I think we look at carefully. We have our marketing person kind of look at that and see like who are the people that are, like I said, that are out there to grow whiskey as a whole, that are doing some things the right way. And so we've gotten asked a lot, but we've done very little of them. I think we just haven't had the ability to. So I'm sure that will grow as we grow and get maybe bigger. But I think there are some people out there that got upset if they don't get bottles sent to them. I can tell you that. And if we don't send sample kits or whatnot to them, they get upset. And I understand that. I get that. Like I'm sure, that's especially if people are out there and they do a lot of reviews and what. But we didn't even have. I mean, we don't have the amount of product to be able to even do that. So we're pretty small. So I would say that I'd love to be able to give people a bunch of samples and get it out there, but we can't do everybody. And and we have been. And Jackie and I were on one last night. We're on 2 next week. We've done some different ones, and she's done a bunch too. And it's important to get it out there and educate, but also it's something we can't be doing every night. That's for sure.
Yeah, so. Which you could literally do every night if there's so many of them. I mean, right?
There's a lot. Yeah.
Hundreds, I think, bourbon podcasts at this point. Hundreds. So yes, it's something you can certainly get lost in, and I don't know that the payoff is really there for most of them. I mean, if you just look on Instagram, everyone seems the same. I think that's part of the problem too. I would say that. I would say that my presence is probably one of the lower ones out there. But here's where I stand apart from them. The downloads. And to me, that's what's important. The number of people that are listening to your show, that's what's important to me. And I don't know that there's too many in front of us. Between getting 100,000 downloads between 2 shows, I think that stands out. And as you see these other places, sometimes they do a flex. Where they crossed, 10,000 downloads, and then you think, well, haven't they been doing this like 2 years? We get that much in a day many times. So it's amazing to me that I don't think they're so uneducated themselves. I don't think that they know how ridiculous they're making themselves look, which is kind of funny. But there you go.
And I think if you're not part of podcasting, you don't really know how downloads work. You're just like, 10,000 sounds like a lot. Congrats.
Right.
People have no idea. But
and then I count up the number of shows and then I divide it and I'm like, oh, you're averaging 26 downloads per show. Congratulations. That's huge.
You have a loyal audience there. But.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. On that note, we'll slip into my old man anger pretty soon here. We got to be careful. we're balancing the line right now. We got to be careful. All right. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Nate, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah. 5280 Whiskey on Instagram, hidden_barn on Instagram, and hiddenbarnwhiskey.com.
All right, Bo.
I'm on all the social media everywhere under my journey through the American Spirits, and also YouTube and Facebook under Bourbon Sasquatch.
All right, Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website is 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th, whiskey with an E.
McNew.
I'm on Instagram at McNew ABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, ABV Barrel Shop. Sign up for our email newsletter at abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.